Hi folks, my name's Sarah Ball. I just wanted to drop in and say hi to the Egg of the Universe community and introduce you a little bit to the 50-hour training that I run in how to work with teaching yoga for trauma, anxiety, depression and body image. So I've been offering this training in person since 2018 and online since COVID hit in 2020. So it's been wonderful to return to the in-person training again. Last year's training in Sydney with the Egg of the Universe community was amazing. This training runs over 4 days, so it's 4 very intensive days, and there's some pre-reading and journal processes that surround the training to accumulate into 50 hours of training together. The training is really designed for yoga teachers in training, mental health practitioners with a personal yoga practice, and anyone really who has that passion for combining yoga and mental health. If you're not qualified previously in yoga or mental health, you can attend the training out of interest, but you won't be professionally qualified to practice unless you have that foundational yoga teacher training of at least 200 hours. But you're most welcome to express interest and come along. Basically, during the training, we have 4 modules over 4 days in person. The first day, we look at how to work with the trauma-sensitive yoga principles, how to teach trauma-sensitive yoga, why to work trauma-sensitively. We have a lot of open forum in the training for discussion and also chances to break into small groups and practice. I'm an art therapist and social worker and counsellor by trade, along with being a senior registered yoga teacher. And so as part of the facilitation of the in-person training, we do a lot of collaborative group work. There's also lots of opportunities for personal inquiry and reflection, and lots of opportunities for practicing and implementing the tools that we're exploring. So day 1, we look at trauma-sensitive yoga practice. Day 2, we look at social justice. And this is one of the really key pieces that distinguishes this training from other trainings that are similar around mental health and yoga and trauma, in that we look at the barriers for people in our communities to accessing yoga, accessing the teachings of yoga through various points of human distress, and also the way that systems influence individuals' capacity to experience the state of yoga. We also look at our own inhibitions and what prevents us from feeling comfortable to work with trauma and mental health in yoga, even if we're passionate about it. So we look at empowerment as practitioners and as teachers to go forth and do this work. We then look in module 3 at, well, what are we talking about with anxiety and depression? What is useful in the yoga space? What is unhelpful? What are potential pitfalls of teaching yoga for mental health, for trauma? And what are ways in which we can support healing and growth using the tools of yoga, specifically for working with mental health and distress? And then we also look in module 4 at body image. So how to work with positive body image, what is body neutrality, what are body politics and how do they show up in the yoga space. We look at facilitation skills, one-on-one skills, scope of practice and ethics. So we cover a lot of ground in this training. There's a comprehensive manual, it's 180 pages, and a very extensive reading list for those who, as you can see, like me, love to read. But if you're not interested in doing further reading, the manual and the in-person training, or the online option if you're far away and no chance of getting to Sydney, but hopefully you'll join us in person in Sydney. It provides you with pathways of understanding and practice and implementation, journal reflections, and in the in-person space we have the chance to really get into the interpersonal work as well of this work. So I do hope that you'll join me. If you have questions, feel free to send them through to the Egg team or to myself. I can be contacted at info@sarahball.com.au. And I'm just so much looking forward to returning to the Sydney community from my home down here in the Illawarra on the coast and diving into this really important work together.